Alright. Is this gonna work? Ah, there you go. Okay. Um, so I have a bit of an interesting setup here for you, if you can see. Jesus Christ, it's a big fucking brush. Hang on. I have chosen to. Hang on, let me just. So, I got 10 whole subscribers, which, you know, is a big milestone for me. So I wanted to, I guess, to treat you guys. I wanted to do a little bit of a special video where I test out drawing on my tablet, on my new tablet, which I just got, which came in over the weekend. I haven't really drawn with the tablet in a very long time, so I thought it would be kind of funny to just go ahead and let myself loose on this thing. So I have drawn a little bit in it already. This tablet's weird because it has a screen, right? And it's supposed to be, I can look at the screen and it'll have the exact same display that is on my computer, but it hasn't been working that way, so I've just decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna use it as a regular tablet, and we're gonna figure it out when the new PC comes in, which I'm sure I've mentioned it like a million times at this point, but it's probably gonna be next month. We're a bit tight on funds right now, so you know, we're gonna avoid spending unnecessarily when we're you know, not in the best situation. I didn't have a plan of what I was gonna draw coming in here, but I've just started drawing one of my OCs, so I'm just gonna continue drawing her. She's one of the characters in my comic, actually, in my Clan Gen comic, if you're interested in that at all. And if you're not, understandable. Understandable. Yeah, I don't know. I figured it would be fun to just test this thing out, see how it works, you know. Like I said, I did try it out a little bit already, but that was like 2 or 3 days ago now. So I'm still getting used to it, and it's still new enough that I'm like still trying to feel it out, you know. I'm sure you understand if you also do art, like whenever you get a new tool, you have to kind of figure it out. You have to feel it out and see how it works, and yeah. Very sorry, by the way, if I seem a bit low energy in this recording. I'll be honest, I didn't get great sleep last night. The weekend was pretty fun, but it ended up ending on a bit of a sour note, which, you know, isn't all that fun, but, you know, it is what it is. They can't all be winners. Oh, I don't know what to say when I'm drawing. Usually I just draw and I don't really, like, think about anything or, like, do anything of importance. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool having a drawing tablet again. Like I said, it's been a very long time, and previously I used my phone to draw, which, you know, it's not bad, and I still use it. I'll still like if I'm in bed, And it's like we're like going to sleep, but like I want to do a bit of drawing before I head to bed. I'll open up my phone and I'll still draw there. But I'm trying to make it so that I draw mostly on here from now on, if possible. Um, Sorry, I think my cat is getting into something. Hang on. Alright, I'm back. The cat owning experience is truly just like hearing a random noise and going, "What are you doing?" This character, by the way, is a cat, if you could not tell. Which, fair if you couldn't tell. I never know if my art, like, portrays what I'm trying to draw in the way that I want it to. Like, I feel like I always give cats very, like, humanoid faces, but then whenever I draw a human, I always feel like I give humans very animal-like faces. So I never know. I never know what I'm doing, I'll be honest. And this is true of everything I do. Videos, games, art, anything really. I'm just not a particularly skilled person. Some people, like, things come very naturally to them. But not so me. Not so me. Things do not come very naturally to me. I really have to, like, try hard to do stuff. If this is any proof of that, I've been doing art, like actual, like, drawing art like this, since I was, like, born. And it still looks like ass. So, it is what it is. You do your best, and sometimes your best isn't enough, and that's okay. You heard it here first. Sunny says, "Be a failure." It's true though. Like, sometimes you're just not gonna be good at stuff, and I don't know. If you spend all this time worrying about how good you are at something, you're just never gonna end up doing it, which, like, you might hear that and it probably sounds like, oh yeah, of course you wouldn't. Why would you do something you're not good at? But, like, if you're like me and you feel like you're not good at anything, like, you're just gonna end up doing nothing at all. So, like, at the very least try, at the very least do something, and even if it's shit, like, you've done something, like, you did it, and nobody can, like, take that away from you. Sorry, that's kind of a maybe this is a bit too intense of a topic to be talking about while I'm doodling a cat. But it's something I've been thinking about. Like, I look at my videos and I'm like, man, they kind of suck. But, like, I say that, but there's already 10 of you here. And, like, I don't know how many more there's gonna be in the future. Who knows, really? And I don't know, I feel like, having people here, like, even if I feel like it's just to watch me fail, like, it's still kind of cool that there's, like, enough people here that I'm kind of starting to think that, like, even if these are bad videos, like, hey, somebody likes it at least, like, somebody's watching. I I don't know. It's been a very weird, it's been a very weird time for me lately. Partially because this year has been both one of the better years of my life so far, and also one of the worst. Does that make any sense? There's been a lot of really good, awesome things that have been happening, but there's also been a lot of difficulty, and I don't know. It's just been a very weird mix of emotions for me lately. Now I am intentionally drawing a character of mine, by the way, I should say. Now that I have already finished doodling my first character there. Actually, he's a perfect segue. This character that I'm drawing, his name is Vtuber. He used to be a D&D character of mine. But I think I mentioned it in a couple videos now, but I'm no longer friends with the people that I played D&D with. And I've had a couple different tabletop games that I played with them with a couple different characters. And some of them, you know, losing them is like, it hurts, obviously. It sucks to like not be able to play these characters that I like to play. But it's also like, you know, it's fine, you know, they're characters, I can do whatever I want with them, it'll be fine, you know. But Vtuber, I don't know, there's something about Vtuber specifically that just makes me so sad to think about, which is weird because I think about him a lot. I really, really care about Vtuber. And I know you're probably thinking, like, but didn't you care about your friends? Like, why is that? Oops, wrong thing. Why is that what you're focusing on? And, like, here's the thing. I definitely cared about my friends. There it is. And I miss them. I really do. But I don't know how to word it, but like I kind of knew that like our friendship, the time with our friendship was up, and I was kind of just delaying it because I didn't want to be alone. Do you know what I mean? And I felt really like, I mean, that's part of the reason why this year has been so hard for me already, is that losing that friendship was really, really hard. And obviously, I miss my friends. But what I miss most, I think, is getting to play Vtuber, which sounds crazy. Like, after years and years of being friends with these people, like 7 years, I think, like, you'd think I would miss them more, but I miss Vtuber more because I spent years of that friendship working on Vtuber's story and working with the DM to, like, reach a good conclusion for him. And the thing is, we just never got there. And after years and years of waiting and feeling like I was always put on the back burner. Like, it was time to prioritize myself, and, it hurt. It hurt like hell. But, in the end, I think it was better. It was better for everyone, I think. Because clearly they were not enjoying my company anymore, and being around them was starting to hurt me. So I just decided, screw it. I'll cut my losses and leave. And so I mean, obviously I left, and I missed them, but what can you do? And with Fontville, I guess I just put a lot of myself in him. He's a very nervous character. He's very self-conscious. He never thinks anything that he does is worth anything. But most of all, he just doesn't really see his own potential. And I guess that's kind of why I am so attached to him, like, in a lot of ways that's the exact feeling that I was having in that friendship, and I had constantly looked to them to to validate the fact that, I am a good person and I do deserve nice things. And I just wasn't getting that. I just wasn't getting that support that I needed. And I mention all this now mostly because now at this point in time, I do actually have new friends and new people in my life who are very, very kind and generous, and they've been just very, very helpful to my mental health. And it's kind of making me think over my old friendship with my old friends, and I don't know, I guess I'm seeing with clearer eyes now, if that's a statement I can say. I'm seeing now that at some point, the friendship was always a little bit shaky, I guess, but at some point, I don't know what point, but at some point, we just lost each other. And it sucks. It really does. It sucks majorly. But the good thing is I still have Fontabelle, and he still means a lot to me. And I'm still actually doing something with him. I still have a story planned with him. And I am going to be doing something with him eventually. But for now, I mostly have just been doodling him and thinking a lot about him and the friendship I used to have and what went wrong. There's a lot of it's been really hard to look at the way everything ended and not just blame myself entirely for it. I consistently have to remind myself, listen, they were already kind of isolating you and making you feel like garbage. You deserved better than that. And then my brain is just well, no, because they were my friends and I loved them, and they were so nice to me at one point. So, I hold on to those memories, and it wasn't doing anything for me, so I had to quit doing that. And I'm still talking about it. I still think about it. I mean, again, it did happen this year, so, it's been difficult having to navigate that, I guess. But, you know, life goes on. Life finds a way. um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling so that you can listen to something while I'm drawing. Yeah, I guess I just my sunny tip of the week is don't don't stay in a relationship of any kind, romantic or platonic, that makes you feel like you don't matter and that your voice isn't important. Because it is, and you do matter. And it's not worth it to sit there and clench your teeth and just say, if I'm just quiet, everything will be fine, you know? It's not worth it. If someone is sitting there dehumanizing you, or a demographic that you fit into, and all you can think to do is to just sit there and take it, you deserve better than that. You deserve so much better than that. This got like really serious, and I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm just speaking from the heart with these videos, honestly. That's been something that's been I don't know, nice about doing these videos, is that I can just speak from the heart, and it works, you know? Aw, that didn't work out. it works better than the paint tool brush. Excuse me. I'm so used to Procreate, where you can just like drag and drop the color and then it just fills it immediately. Yeah, I don't know what else to say at this point. It's been really nice getting to make videos. It's been really nice. I've been like genuinely really happy doing all this. Oh, hang on. Give me just 1 second. I gotta do something. Alright. I'm back to it. Sorry about that. I had to go get myself some water. You might be thinking, by the way, why bother recording a 10 subscriber special? Like, why not wait for a bigger milestone? And that's a fair question. It's very fair. The only thing I can tell you is this is the first time I've ever had a YouTube channel that surpassed the single digits. And I'm sure for most people, like, that means nothing. Like, it's whatever. And to be totally honest, my previous channels have all just been like personal channels, you know, where I watch videos and stuff like that. It's the intended like viewer experience of YouTube, right? Like before everyone decided they were all going to be content creators. It's a big deal to me that we're now at a point where there are enough people watching that it's in double digits now. Like, that's incredible. And like, I'm sure to most people it's like, whatever, they see like YouTube channels with like 2 million subscribers or whatever, and it's nothing to them. And I'm sure that's like the major experience. But I don't know. I'm a very emotional person, if you couldn't tell. Um, it's very easy to make me feel things. um, and I don't know. I felt like I wanted to just, tip my hat to you guys. I don't have a hat on, but you know what I mean. Like, just give a little salute to you guys. A metaphorical salute. All of this is metaphorical. um, yeah, I don't know. I appreciate that there are people watching my videos. Like, can you imagine that? There's people like watching these, even though they're so bad. Like, I'm not very good at this. I only just posted my very first YouTube short, which, by the way, what the fuck? I as someone who dislikes TikTok and YouTube Shorts and anything of that nature, like, just short form content in general is not my thing. But it's very surreal to not be into that stuff. But you make one little video of that and suddenly there are so many people with eyes on you. It's like, whoa. It's very crazy. And I appreciate it so much, don't get me wrong. Honestly, though, I'm just kind of dreading the fact that I'm probably going to have to learn how to make, like, a bunch of different YouTube shorts now. I'm probably going to have to, like, cut down a lot of my videos and, like, show you the highlights through YouTube Shorts and then, like, link it back to the original video that it was on. Like, that, I don't know how I feel about that. But we'll deal with my feelings on that when we get there. Oh, I should mention, by the way, I know I've gone on record saying I don't like Twitter, and it's true, I don't. I really don't like Twitter. But I have actually decided to start a Twitter account. I know. I'll explain in a sec. The reason why I decided to do that was because I was discussing my lack of social media presence with a friend. And they pointed out, very astutely I might add, that if I don't have my own, like, dedicated Twitter account, it is going to be very easy for someone to make their own Twitter account, brand it as me, and then go like, oh, it's me, and then, like, say stuff. And I've mentioned that before as, like, a fear of mine. And it's true. I do not want people thinking I'm, like, doing creepy shit on Twitter, mostly because I don't want to be on Twitter. But if I have my own account there and I just use it to, like, I don't know, post memes, and, like, so far all I've done is, like, ramble about, like, dinosaurs on it. Like, that's all I did. And then I retweeted, like, a fucking a clip from Sesame Street that I like. That's literally it. And, like, if I do that, then it's gonna be a lot safer for my channel growth than just leaving it out in the open and potentially having someone else, like, yoink it. I'm thinking of potentially doing that with other social medias too, if I can think of them, because I'll be honest, I've been so off of social media for a while that I don't actually even know, like, what is in, you know? Um, like people have been mentioning, like, oh, I'm getting off of Instagram and going to what the fuck is it? Kara. It's like an art app or whatever the fuck, and I'm there as an artist, going like, what are you talking about? Like, I was never on Instagram at all, let alone this Kara thing or Kara thing, whatever it is. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's weird going from someone who doesn't like being online and doing things online to, trying to grow myself as like a VTuber online. It's very strange. It's a very strange experience. It hasn't been bad though. Sorry I'm not drawing, by the way. I got caught up just talking. Um, it hasn't been bad though. Like, it's been okay. It's been okay. Um, it's been weird for sure. It's definitely been weird. Um, but I mean, what isn't weird online? Let's be real. um, there's just a lot of weirdness going on online. I will say though, even though I am now subjecting myself to Twitter, I'm I refuse to play the games on there. And what do I mean by the games on there? I mean, I am not going to be fucking sitting there tweeting about whatever fucking political opinion or like shouting at my support or whatever the fuck on random shit. Like, I don't care. This is why I hate social media in general. I've actually gotten a couple people asking me, like, why do you hate social media? Like, what's the problem with it? The problem is that if you dare to be like, hey, I just don't want to talk about certain topics because they make me uncomfortable, or I don't really know enough about this topic to comment on it, or anything like that. Anything where you're like, I don't really want to weigh in on this, it's seen as a value judgment on you. And people are like, oh, that means this about you. That means this about you. And it's like, man, you don't even know me. You've never had a conversation with me at all. Like, why are you making these broad sweeping judgments about me without ever even like sitting down and having a conversation with me? Do you know what I mean? It's just very frustrating as someone who is very often misunderstood and very often has their words misconstrued. Like, part of the reason I even lost my friends was because they just completely misunderstood something that I thought about. And instead of like going up to me and being like, hey, what do you mean by this? Like, can we talk about this? Instead, they all just kind of silently like disowned me. And like, I don't know, it fucking sucks. It sucks to like have your words like misconstrued, and then people come in and they go, oh, see, I knew it, you've always been a terrible person. And it's like, man, like, I didn't even say shit to you. Like, you didn't even ask me about nothing. Like, that's what annoys me about social media, is that it really it very easily radicalizes people without them ever take a moment to be like, hey, what's this about? Like, they never think that. It's always, we'll jump to the worst conclusion and we'll grab anything that could possibly even work as evidence for it. And sometimes you don't even need evidence for it. Sometimes it's just, the vibes on this guy are terrible, so I know he's a bad guy. And it's like, man, like, if you're going to be making these sweeping judgments on people, especially if they're very serious allegations, you better have some evidence for it, you know? I don't know. I just don't like how social media kind of makes people rabid. And maybe that's not the right word to use, but it's what I've thought of now is just rabid, just ravenous for blood. People just absolutely want you to tear open your flesh and show off every single part of your bones, and they want to see your heart bleeding on the floor, and then they'll decide if you're a good person or not. And it just sucks, man. It just sucks. I hate that. I hate value judgments, and like, especially when it's like, oh, I heard this one guy was a bad guy because one person had a bad experience with him. Let's fucking boycott him and hate him, and anyone who dares to like him, like, you are dead to me, you know, like that kind of shit. My friends were very much that kind of people. In hindsight, now I'm realizing that, and it's part of the reason why I was so scared to talk at all, because, like, you know, sometimes I just like a person's, like, art, and, like, it doesn't fucking mean anything about what I believe or stand for. Like, I fucking, what's his fucking name? The one guy. I to preface this, I consider myself, like, non-binary. Like, I don't really consider myself as, like, straight or, like, cis or anything. Like, I don't consider myself that way. I guess I would call myself bisexual. I guess demisexual is a better label for it, but honestly, I just avoid labels altogether. But despite all that, I still read, what the fuck is his name? The guy, I have it on my fucking bookshelf, hang on. What the hell is the story? Speaker for the Dead. That one. If you know the guy that wrote that, he's like a super giant, like, homophobe. And, like, I do not at all stand for, like, what he believes. Obviously, like, I am that which he hates. But even so, like, it's a good story, you know. So I'm not gonna write off somebody's writing just because, like, I don't like who they are as a person. And that goes for, like, all art. Like, I'm not going to write off a piece of good artwork just because, like, I don't like who made it, you know? Like, I don't particularly, like, pay attention to that kind of stuff. I'm not really, I don't like the idea of somebody coming in going, oh, you're a, you like this, that means you're a bad person, and you'll always be a bad person as long as you like that thing. Like, fucking, that's so dumb. And I know I should mention, I'm saying this as a South Park fan, so maybe I'm one of those people that is bad and you should cancel me. But you know what, like, fuck it. I have fun with South Park, and I like it, and I think it's funny and fun. And I'm not gonna have someone look at me and go, you're a bad person for that, you know? Like, I don't particularly care for that kind of thinking. I think that's extremely reductive, and if you're only ever surrounding yourself with people that you agree with, like, you're just going to create a little echo chamber for yourself. And I know people hear that and they're like, oh god, you said echo chamber, oh no, that must mean you're far right. It's like, no, man, No, man, I'm non-binary, man. Like, that's not in my cards. I promise you that. I just think, maybe, that separating people, what, like, depending on their, like, beliefs and their, like, thoughts, it's maybe not good. Like, maybe we should actually, like, listen to people who are speaking, even if we disagree with them. And if we do disagree with them, we can have like a civil discussion about it, right? Instead of immediately going, oh, you're listening to that guy? That means you agree with him and you are evil. Like, I genuinely, like, oh my god, with my ex-friends, I would genuinely have moments where I felt like I was getting in trouble with them because I would take a moment to, like, try to see the other side of this situation that they didn't like, and they would still go, well, actually, I still think he's bad, so there. And it's like, man, okay. Okay. I don't know. It's just very, it's very polarizing right now to be online. And, I'm sure for a lot of people that's like fun for them, but to me, I'm just like, man, I am just a little puppet. I'm just here to have fun. I'm not here to like make enemies or cause a ruckus or anything. I don't have a lot of interest in that. And I don't really want to be in an environment where everything I say is going to be scrutinized to make sure that I'm actually a good person and not secretly evil and wanting to poison you all with my evilness, you know? Like, I don't even think it's productive to think of people in that way. I think it's like really destructive, actually. I think it's like really reductive and all of the ifs you can think of. I don't understand the jump to it, you know? Which is funny because we also live in an age where people are bitching and moaning about, like, oh, all of the villains in every piece of media are like, oh, they're so nuanced, I hate it. And it's like, yeah, no wonder you hate it. Like, you just want a bad guy in every aspect of your life. You just want someone to point at and go, that's the cause of our problems. We should stone him to death. Like, that's all you're looking for when you're subscribing to that kind of thought, you know? And I'm sure you guys did not click on this video to listen to me ramble about this, and I am so sorry. I just let my mind wander wherever, and I let my mouth do what it wants. I am a prisoner to my mouth, and I just let it run. But that's just been something I've been thinking about a lot, especially now as as I said, I have my own Twitter account, and I've already seen plenty of posting about like, oh, look at these people, they're evil. Oh, look at this content creator, he's evil. And it's like, okay, all right, okay. Like, all right, this is the world we live in. Like, nobody can be like a complex human being anymore. Like, you know, it's all black and white. And if it's not black and white, you're on the side of evil, actually. That's all it is. It's very frustrating. I hate being online. This is why I haven't like done any like, I haven't like reached out to others as much as I have, and I as much as I could, I mean, and like why I haven't signed up for all the social medias and done all these big things like, oh, I'm gonna do a debut or whatever the fuck. Like, no, I don't care. And I don't want to get into this culture of like everything has to be big and flashy and wonderful, and you have to think of me as a good person. You could be subscribed to me and you could think that I'm fucking awful, and you know what? Fair. Fair, completely fair. but I want you to come to that conclusion on your own. I don't want you to think that entirely because someone told you that. If you think I suck, tell me, and I'll frame it on my wall. I want people to hate me. I want people to love me. I want people to think whatever they fucking want of me, as long as they are thinking it of their own volition, you know? Don't just... This is my PSA for the day. Don't just think something because Twitter told you so. If Twitter told you to think something, maybe look into it a little bit more. Maybe a little bit. Maybe just slightly a little bit. And if all you're ever looking at is stuff that already validates what you think, and you never once consider, like, hey, maybe I should listen to another side of this debate or whatever the fuck, like, maybe look into it, maybe a little bit, maybe slightly, maybe a little. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna stop preaching to you guys. I always lose people when I preach when I preach on shit. Understandably so. I'm actually gonna... Yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, I don't know. Social media, bad. And don't let people make you feel bad for just, you know, being a human being, you know? Don't ever sell yourself short. Alright, I am almost done drawing my boy. Oh, and then I'll probably end this episode because this is all long enough. I've rambled for far longer than I imagined I would. I was gonna do more pieces, but I got very focused on drawing Vtuber, and I kind of lost track of time. So yeah, I don't know what the hell to end this on. Wait, yes I do. Hang on. Alright, let me... oh god, there's a cord in the way. Oh jeez. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, thanks for subscribing if you've subscribed. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry this turned into like a preachy video. I was just thinking a lot about what brought me here and why I wanted to do this in the first place, and it's mostly just that I want to share my ideas and my thoughts and my feelings and my OCs. I want to share all that stuff, but I don't want to cultivate a landscape where people feel like they have to think one way to enjoy my videos. I want you to think whatever the fuck you want. And if you happen to like me because you genuinely like me, that's great. I don't ever want to be at a point where people are using their like of me as like a signal to others of like, this is my alignment, you know? Like, this is my character alignment. I'm like chaotic good or whatever the fuck. I don't want that to be me. I want you guys to like me for me. And I genuinely hope that is the case. Yeah. Thanks for watching this. This is a bit of a weirdo video, I understand. But, you know, we all gotta try something new every now and again. Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed this. I don't know if this was good at all, but I hope you enjoy what I do, and I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.